You check your bank account and it feels like proof that you are bad with money. You tell yourself you should be better at this by now, that everyone else has it figured out, that there is some obvious mistake you keep making. But the truth is you are not bad with money. You are doing one specific thing, and once you see it, you will notice it everywhere in your own life. It is called lifestyle matching, and it happens the moment your spending quietly rises to meet the people around you instead of your actual goals. Your coworker gets a new car, so yours suddenly feels old. Your friend posts about a trip, so yours starts to feel overdue. Someone at your gym shows up in gear you have never heard of, and within a week you have a browser tab open comparing prices. None of these decisions feel reckless in the moment. Each one feels small, reasonable, even responsible. But add them up over a year, and they explain exactly why the money disappears before the month ends. Here is what makes lifestyle matching so dangerous. It never announces itself. Nobody wakes up and decides to spend beyond their means. Instead, the bar for what counts as normal quietly moves. 5 years ago, a certain apartment felt like a stretch. Now it feels standard because everyone around you lives somewhere similar. 10 years ago, ordering takeout twice a week would have felt indulgent. Now it feels routine because it is what your circle does. The spending did not jump. The definition of normal jumped, and your spending followed it. Psychologists have a name for the mechanism underneath this. It is called social comparison, and it is wired into human beings for a reason that used to matter. For most of history, knowing your status relative to the group around you was a survival skill. Falling behind the tribe could mean losing access to resources, protection, or reproductive opportunity. Your brain still runs that old software, even though the tribe is now a group of coworkers, classmates, and strangers on a screen. You are not weak for feeling this pull. You are running a very old operating system in a very new environment. The new environment is the part that makes this harder than it has ever been for any generation before you. Your grandparents compared themselves to their actual neighbors, a small, visible, physically bounded group. You compare yourself to a curated highlight reel of thousands of people, most of whom you have never met, all of whom are showing you their best month, not their average one. When you see a vacation photo, you are not seeing the credit card balance behind it. When you see a new car, you are not seeing the loan term. Lifestyle matching against a curated feed means you are competing against a version of reality that does not exist. And you cannot win a race against a finish line that keeps moving because it was never real to begin with. This is why willpower alone does not fix the problem, and why calling yourself bad with money misses what is actually happening. Willpower is a limited resource that gets spent down over the course of a day. Every time you resist an urge, whether it is a snack, a scroll, or a purchase, you deplete a little of that resource. By the time you are scrolling in the evening, tired, decision-fatigued, and emotionally worn down from the day, your capacity to resist a well-timed advertisement or a friend's exciting purchase is at its lowest point. The problem was never a lack of discipline. The problem is a system, both external and internal, that is quietly working against you every single day, and no amount of self-criticism changes a system. So if discipline is not the fix, what actually works was? The answer starts with something most people skip entirely, which is defining your own version of a good financial life before you let anyone else's choices influence yours. Most people never do this. They let their spending be shaped passively by whatever they see, rather than shaped actively by what they actually want. Take 15 minutes and write down what financial security actually looks like for you personally. Not for your coworker, not for the person on your feed, for you. Maybe it is having 6 months of expenses saved. Maybe it is being able to take a lower-paying job you love without panic. Maybe it is simply never feeling a jolt of anxiety when a bill arrives. Whatever it is, write it down, because a specific target is the only thing strong enough to compete with a moving social bar. Once you have a target, the next step is making your progress toward it automatic, because automation removes the moment where willpower is required at all. Set up a transfer that moves money into savings or investments the day you get paid before you see the number in your checking account. This sounds simple, almost too simple to matter, but it works because it removes the decision entirely. You cannot talk yourself out of spending money you never see. People who build wealth steadily are rarely the most disciplined people in the room. They are the people who remove the decision from their own hands. The third step is auditing your environment the same way you would audit a budget, because your environment is quietly setting your spending baseline every single day. Look at who you follow, who you spend time with, and what content fills your feed. If most of what you see is people spending, upgrading, and showcasing, your brain will treat that as the norm, whether or not it reflects your actual financial reality. This does not mean cutting people out of your life. It means being honest that exposure shapes behavior, and curating your inputs the same way you would curate your spending. The fourth step is running a values-based spending audit once a month. Pull up your last 30 days of transactions and ask, for each category, whether that spending matched something you actually value, or whether it matched something you saw someone else doing. This is not about guilt. It is about information. Most people are shocked to find that the categories draining their account the fastest are not the categories they actually care about. They are the categories that were shaped by comparison rather than by choice. Here's the part that matters most, and the part most videos like this one skip. None of this means never spending on anything enjoyable. It means making sure your spending reflects decisions you actually made, rather than a lifestyle you slowly absorbed from the people around you. There is a real difference between choosing to spend on something because it genuinely adds value to your life, and spending on it because everyone around you already has it and falling behind feels uncomfortable. The first is intentional. The second is lifestyle matching. And it is the single most common reason smart, hardworking people still feel broke. If you recognized yourself somewhere in this video, you are not alone and you are not behind. You are running the same old software everyone else is running in an environment that was never designed with your well-being in mind. The difference between people who escape this pattern and people who stay stuck in it is not intelligence, income, or discipline. It is awareness of the pattern itself, followed by a few small structural changes that remove the decision from a moment when you are least equipped to make it well. Write down what your version of financial security actually looks like. Automate one transfer this week, even a small one. Look honestly at where your last 30 days of spending actually went. Small structural changes, repeated consistently, are what quietly separate the people who build wealth from the people who spend a lifetime feeling like they almost have it figured out.